Welcome back to another Short Legacy League Vintage Saturday, where we have Bug Midrange versus Bant Beans. Both players have kept 7 in game 1, and Ryan will lead off on the play with a Gitaxian Probe using the Phyrexian mana to pay for that. So Andres has a pretty good hand here with 2 fetch lands, 2 Okos, a Leovold, Flusterstorm, and a Collector Oof. I'm a big fan of the Bug Midrange deck, as well as the 4-color Planeswalker deck, and I'm saddened that I can't afford all the power for that deck, so I'm on green-white lands for Eternal Weekend, but I'm very excited to play the green-white lands match up against some really good vintage players coming up. So we'll see how I do, but for the meantime, we can enjoy some beans and some Okos and some other things. Speaking of beans, there's one. So Ryan's going to be able to draw a card off of that, and he's going to pass it back over to Andres. Probably see Andres play this Collector Oof here if he doesn't find a Mox. And go ahead and get that rolling. So he's going to go ahead and double fetch, getting a Bayou and an Underground, and he's going to play that Collector Oof. So it'll probably be the end of Andres' turn there, and pass back over to Ryan. Not quite sure what's in Ryan's hand. I think he does have an Ethereal Forger in there, as well as a Force Will that I can kind of make out. Looks like he picked up a Wasteland as well. Knowing that Andres played his 2 lands, he's going to choose not to take advantage of that. And let's see what he's got for us in this turn. So he's got another preordained. The only well, I don't know if that's the only one. I think that is the only blue cantrip like that's heavily played in Legacy that is not restricted in Vintage. Brainstorm and Ponder being restricted in Vintage. So he's taking advantage of the card draw where he can find them, and let's see if he's gonna fire off an Oko here. We know Ryan has the Force of Will, so we'll see an attack as first, and then probably an Oko trying to come out next. Maybe not, just because he can't protect it with the Flusterstorm, which is exactly what looks like is happening here. All right, well, that makes a little bit more sense. So Ryan finds a Swords of Plowshare there. He can take out that Collector Oof, as well as take him off of, probably want to take him off of the Tropical Island here. That way he only has 1 blue available. Yeah, that's the right play. And there he goes. And then let's see if he wants to Swords of Plowshare this as well. Oh, all right, we're going to see the Bowmaster come out, and it looks like Ryan's going to Force Will it, pitching a Force Negation. Andres is going to Brainstorm response, and that will not be protected. So we lose a land there, and Ryan 2 for 1s himself. So not too bad. Hopefully Andres found another land where he can play this Oko, and there's that Swords on the Collector Oof as well. Andres back up to 20, and it looks like a Brainstorm's coming from Ryan here. Yeah, there we go. And finds the 2 he wants to put back, and I think that's probably going to end this turn here. He's still holding a Swords of Plowshare, an Ethereal Forger, and a Force of Will. So it's not a bad spot. Andres did find the land that he was looking for, and we'll probably see a Leovold come out here instead of an Oko, but we'll see. Yeah, there's a Leovold. That makes sense, so Ryan can't draw any more spells, and Andres will immediately get that. That'll immediately be swords, and Andres will gain 3 there, and got that out of the way, kind of thing. It's like Andres picked up another Oko off the top, which he probably put there intentionally, but no, because he fetched, so that doesn't make any sense. Ryan with another Wasteland, just punishing Andres' mana here, and an Ethereal Forger coming out, which will allow Ryan to put some exiled cards underneath it, which he doesn't do yet. He has them in a separate pile. I noticed that when we played in our lands matchup, he changed that once, so we started playing. So here comes an Oko. Ryan with a Force of Will, perhaps, but it looks like he's holding a land and a Force, so not going to be able to capitalize on that. Andres is going to go grab an elk token, and he's going to elk that Ethereal Forger. So we've seen this before in Standard, in Pioneer, and Modern, and Legacy, where Oko will literally just take over the entire game. Um, and while Ryan did just attack it for 3, that's not really that big of a deal because Oko can uptick 2 and make a food and survive another turn as well. So it looks like Ryan's going to delve again here and play another Ethereal Forger. And he'll get to draw off of the Beanstalk because the delve, the spell is larger than 5, and the delve counts as casting it. So that's pretty cool off that. I've thought that maybe Ethereal Forger could maybe make a comeback in Legacy, just because of being able to use Time Warp and stuff like that. I doubt it's any good. Um, but being able to go through and put cards back in your hand as opposed to losing them. Uh, I think realistically, against or in Legacy or in Vintage, sorry, that's the format we're playing here. Murktide would actually be better than the Foragers, especially in an Oko meta, because while Oko does turn it into a 3/3 and it removes the flying and makes it an elk, it still doesn't lose the 1/1 counters, which I think is pretty big, because you can still have a monster ass creature out, as well as being able to um, you know, you'd have still have your 3/3 plus all the counters that you were you got on there when you cast it. So I think that's what I'm trying to say here. And then we'll see Andres fire off a Wasteland, probably on that Tundra. I mean, the Tundra doesn't really make sense. He has another one in his hand, but I get it. I was going to see a pass over here. Oko in complete control of this game. Not much that Ryan can do. Swords of Plowshare would be really good to knock that elk out and then be able to kill the Oko. So the other thing Oko does is it just gives you so much life and time because you have to get it off the board with creatures. So you're constantly attacking it and not attacking the opponent. So like Andres is at 22, and we've seen like 3, maybe we've seen 2 attack steps so far, and everything's gone at Okos, which is crazy. Um, Actually, no, I think we've seen 3 attack steps go at Oko. See a hardcast Force of Will here from Ryan. Yep, and then we'll see a draw as well. So Andres has another Oko in his hand as well. So you'll see this Ethereal Forger probably attack the Oko again, just trying to whittle down that loyalty from it. And I know I keep talking about it, but like he goes to 1 loyalty, and then Andres upticks on it and makes that an elk, and it goes back to 2 loyalty. So like it's so hard to kill, and it just disrupts everything you're trying to do. So it's such a good Planeswalker. I miss it so much in Legacy, even though it was the bane of everyone's existence. Such an egregious card. So there you go. Andres is now, Okos have now soaked up a total of 12 damage that could have been pushed at Andres' face. But it has to, otherwise it just gets out of control. So we'll see an elk, the food made into an elk, and a Narset come into play here. And now Ryan has to decide what's more important. Well, I think he finds what's more important right there by casting another Force of Will, pitching a card. He'll get to draw off the bean there as well, so it's pretty good value. But still, I mean, the Oko could die this turn, or not. And that's the more interesting thing, is he could block the... God damn, he is really good at finding these wastelands. Thank God he doesn't play Life from the Loam. So we got just the elk coming over to Oko, and they're going to trade. So Lavinia is left on the battlefield. Andres, with only 2 mana available at the moment, picks up a... Alright, so now he goes to 4, making a food, so Lavinia can't even kill it this turn. Looks like he picked up a mental misstep. So that's pretty good. Can't cast it for the Phyrexian. But alright, so now Oko is soaked up 14 damage. Maybe I should make like a counter for that. Just because, like, goddamn, it's like Andres would be at 8 right now if it wasn't for the Yoko. But the Yoko can then just race it by making creatures and also food to just sacrifice and gain life. We'll see a Deathrite Shaman, which doesn't solve Andres' mana issues with Lavinia being out, but it can definitely start applying pressure to Ryan's life total by eating up sorceries or instants out of the graveyard. So that's another piece of that card text on that card as well. So, which is why I enjoy playing the 4-colored pile decks because of Deathrite Shaman. Even though it's been almost power crept out of this format from what I understand from the smarter people who play this format than me. But I never got to play with it in Modern or Legacy. So my first foray into playing with Deathrite is actually playing with it in Vintage. So maybe that's why I have a soft spot for it. All right, Ryan finds another Mox, which doesn't do shit. And now Oko is completely taken over the game. There's another Collector Oof. Uh, I think you just make another food here and then just build your army. The nice thing is Andres can use the Deathrite Shaman to make a green mana to play the Collector Oof, which does turn off um, two of the Moxes on Ryan's side, even though he has plenty of lands. I guess he's gonna not do that and pass over to Ryan. Ryan finds a Ponder, which will make this mental misstep even nicer. So, hard cast mental misstep. And 2 mana, 3 mana, force negation. Okay. Hard cast force against hard cast mental misstep. So, Ryan will get to resolve that Ponder. It doesn't look force will, and not really too much else going on there in that hand. So, Ryan's got to find something to work through these elks. Otherwise, it's gonna be shoehorn time. Looks like he finds an Ether Forger, which will be an elk next turn. So, but Ryan will get to draw another card because of that. So there's the Ether Forger. I'll get to draw off the bean and a 2 to Oko. Which all right. So now Oko is soaked up 16 damage. And Andres just wants to take a peek at the graveyard here to see what Ryan's got left. He can activate this Deathrite to deal 2 damage to him. And the other Forger is only a 3/3, so Andres actually could just roll up on the other food and present lethal, causing the Forger to have to be blocked. So Strip Mine's not bad. So now he can use the Deathrite if he wants to cast another Oko. But see if he takes that line. He does. He's gonna elk that. I wonder if he and then yeah, 6. So this is preventing lethal. Ryan's gonna pack it up instead of play it out, and we'll see you in game number 2. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Welcome back to game number 2. Ryan's going to lead off on a tropical island and pass it over to Andres. Both players have kept 7. Andres is going to fetch, going to probably not fetch, okay. It's going to fetch out a trop here, and looks like we're probably going to have a Collector Oof early. Yes, we are. Let's see if Ryan wants to 2-for-1 that. He does not, but he looks like he's going to play a Collector Oof of its own. His is shiny, though, so I don't know which one is actually better. Let's see if Andres wants to offer that trade. There's an Oko. Imagine Andres probably wants to offer. No, he still can't play the Oko right now. He can play that Brainstorm though and try and find a different land besides the Wasteland. See what he wants to do. We're gonna see a Probe here. think Ryan was thinking about forcing that, which is basically would. Oh, he's thinking about mental misstepping it. That's actually not wouldn't have been a bad idea, but he'd have lost his blue spell for the Force of Will. So Andres does want to offer the trade here because now he can play the Oko if it gets unlocked. He's probably wondering if he should play the Wasteland or play his other trop into the Wasteland, or play the Wasteland of his own and take Ryan off of his tropical island. So could see a bunch of hand slapping here, with two collector oofs and no lands in play. Ryan not a fan of the brains of the wasteland. So we'll see a probe from Ryan as well. So now everybody knows what everybody's playing. Andres is going to brainstorm in response. And we're going to see the misstep as well. All right. Andres ahead in life total here. And so now Ryan knows to either not offer the trade or offer the trade. I don't think you offer the trade. Well, I mean, he can attack freely because Andres is tapped. So that makes sense, I guess. All right, so Andres is ahead by one land. Has a Force of Will, blue card. Andres does. Ryan does not. Jeez, it's my first night ever doing this. Sorry. Um, what a magic game. Two uh small hate bears just running into each other. Just back and forth, back and forth. This is vintage in the 2023 era. So yeah, fair magic. That's what I'm a fan of. Ryan's gonna go ahead and fetch out a tropical island here, and that's a nature's claim on the Mox. Not sure I would. I mean, I guess I can see the relevance of that because if he lands at Oko, that's a 3/3 in play. Um, Ryan may not have a blue card for the Force of Will. Looks like he does, though. Respect both players playing it up. All right, so neither one of them are now slapping back and forth with each other. So, a whole lot of nothing happening here. One looking for lands, the other one looking for lands. All right, Ryan found a land, found a bean. So now his Force of Wills are going to be a little bit more. Well, let's see if Ryan wants to force back. Nope, bean is gone. That's good him to Torok. So, Oko gone as well. Fun note, Andres has had those Okos since they were legal in Standard. Looks like he is now going to be able to play his own Oko, and there's the Force Blue card, and Andres burned his on the bean. So, tough break. Probably see a Wasteland on the Wasteland here, unless Ryan can do something else. Yeah, makes sense. Alright, Andres is a Bowmaster in hand, and that's about it. Alright, not quite sure what that is, but alright, there's a Swords of Plowshare on the oof. So many O's here. This is like a Force of Vigor maybe in his hand. Another pass back. Just some 2/2s. You'd think this was like a Death and Taxes mirror or some shit like that. So preordained out of Ryan. Gonna look at the top two, see if he likes what he sees. He does not. Fresh card off the top. Drum roll, please. It's another land. Alright, well, he is ahead in land count now. And there's Jesus Christ. Another collector oof. And there's Lavinia. So Force Wills are off. See if Ryan wants to offer this trade here on the oofs. Oh, no. Nope. Force of Will on Lavinia. Alright. Smart move. Thinking ahead in case he draws a Deathrite Shaman, so he can still cast spells. Ryan opts not to play whatever that is. One day, Andres may find what he's looking for, but we'll see. Well, he's offering the trade. Maybe Ryan's like, I think I'll just take the damage. And then, boom, there's another oof. These rascals are everywhere. Tricky little guys. Jesus Christ, there's another one. Oh my fucking God, what is this game? They're both shiny too, it looks like. That's crazy. So many oofs in play. I mean, I'm for this game. All right, there's a death right. So heads up on Andres. There's somebody else kicking the fucking camera. There's a swords on the death right. So Ryan finding all the answers. Two oofs in play. Just what the fuck is this game? There's a bean. Mental misstep's not going to stop that. Is this another bean? Oh no, it's a gush. And Andres without a black mana. Holy shit, Gush also triggers Beanstalk as well. Holy Ancestral fucking Recall. Good lord, that's good. I think Ryan knows he has that other card in his hand over there on the right. Another bean. There he is. He figured it out. Alright. It's probably a mock, so it doesn't matter. Another Source of Plowshare. And there's the misstep. Alright. Andres is one swamp away from, like, ending this thing. Or not. Oh, poor Andres. He has the best luck sometimes, and then the worst luck sometimes. What the fuck? These Floors of Plowshares are everywhere. And these oofs that are, I mean, alright, there's a land. Here we go. Narset. No force of will. Alright, Narset resolves, and he is going to let that go back over to Ryan here. There's the Caracas that doesn't do shit. Alright, there's a fetch, which also doesn't really matter. I'm going to block one. Narset soaks up two. Narset can find an Oko, and this game could be in great shape here. Okay, okay. I think Andres is gonna hope for the attack, fetch, go get a Underground Sea, and then play a Bowmaster, ping it for one, then block with an Orc Army. So he does do that, and shuffles away here. Didn't cut this out for some reason, but I guess it was fairly quick, so I didn't want to take too much away from this. He likes to keep the Wasteland, just in case. Alright, there is the Bowmaster. Does Ryan have the Force of Will? He has a Mox and a Tundra and two Unknowns, and that is off the board. Andres has control of the board again. And he's going to get a pass back over. So we could see this Narset down tick now, and Andres could take this game over right here. So Wasteland on the Tundra. Make sure those Source of Plowshares don't come back again. Get that shit out of here. An attack for one. And then, are we going to see a Narset activation or no? We're not. All right, Andres just doesn't want to draw any extra cards, even though he does have the Bowmaster out now. I completely get that. I mean, the Bowmaster would trigger one, not on this turn, but on the following turn if he drew a card somehow. I don't know. Actually, layering may have that Bowmaster over triggering first, and then the Narset stopping it as well. There's another Bowmaster. Damage to Ryan, put him down to 5. Andres is presenting 3 damage. He lost his token, but now he found it. Alright, that was the end of turn, so not quite sure what that is. See a Wasteland on the Caracas. No Swords Plowshares, please, sir. And then we'll see an attack for 3. Here comes a Nature's Claim on the Bean to give himself 5 or 4 life. Andre says, let me fetch and think about this for a minute. And he's going to force a Vigor both of those in response. He played that vigor in his hand this whole game, just and waited for the right opportunity. All right, Ryan down to 2, Andre's down to 13, and I don't think he's finding a way out of this one, folks. I don't think that Force of Will is going to force enough things to happen here. No Swords of Plowshare available, no creatures to block. I don't think Ryan's got anywhere out of this kind of thing. He passes it back over to Andres. Andres wondering what could he have that would stop me from winning this game. Activate the Narset and find two Force of Vigors. Waited all that time. 3 coming across at Ryan. Any responses? I don't think so. Guess that's gonna be game. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next Vintage Saturday. If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.